Hey folks, wanted to make one more quick video about Emacs's two search functions. So if you've done the Emacs tutorial, Control HT, I'll just show you how you get there now. Resume your last save. If you've done it before, it'll resume there. If you haven't done it, I would say go and do it. It's super helpful. Um, totally fine. But so whether or not you've done it, Emacs is this search function. You can get there via Control S, and it's very hard to see. I can't make my mini buffer any bigger. It's very hard to see, but if you do Control S down in down in like the very bottom here, yeah, down here, it now says iSearch. iSearch means insensitive search. So we can now look for like where does EQ strand occur in this file, and if you just keep typing Control S, it'll keep searching through and it'll loop around. If you want to go backwards, you can do Control R. And you don't have to like push a special key. You just like can switch between R and S as much as you want. You'll get out of the search by pushing, say, an arrow key. If you do a typo, like if you write EQ stand, and you're like, oh, where'd it go? You can actually still edit your search to start typing backspaces. You can't see my mini buffer, but it's editing there, and it'll keep looking there. Okay, that search is within your file. Coq itself also has a search facility. Maybe in the middle of this theorem you get to a point where you'd like to know something about andb, but you can't remember what we've proved about it. Okay, no big deal. Type Control C, Control A, Control A, and now you can search about. So I'm going to type the word andb. And now what pops up in my response is, this is every theorem we've proved about andb. Now you'll notice I wrote the name, I didn't write double ampersand. You have to write the textual name, not the notation. But it's super useful. For example, just a hint here, this theorem is pretty useful in proving EQ strand if and only if, and really anytime you ever have to reason about it and. So that's a great thing to do. So the command there was Control C, Control A, Control A. There's also a command you can just run in Coq, right? Give me every theorem about plus. Okay, what is all this crap? I don't ring theory, piano net. Okay, so there's a problem with this search about. If the name has a dot in it, something like this, it means, well, like it's finding a theorem from Coq's standard library. And honestly, unless it makes your problem trivial, if you're not sure what that means, ask. I'm fine with you using these. It's not a huge deal, but it is, I think, really confusing. So the choice theorems, are the ones that don't have any dots in their names, right? Those are the ones that we've proved. So it's just like a liability that like when you're going to search about things that like are numeric in particular, you're going to find a lot of other stuff that maybe isn't so relevant to us, right? You want to use R plus com. Now there's another thing called pianonet.net.addcom that's exactly the same thing, and you can use that theorem if you want. Look, they have the same statements. So I just don't want you to be confused when you do this search about for things that notionally we've defined but overlap with the standard library. You're going to get tons of extra crap. So just like be ready for that. Anyway, this search about feature, which you get at via Control C, Control A, Control A, if you want to just do it from within Coq, or this will give us the exact same answers here, is a super handy one, right? I think it's good if you can to sort of remember as much as you can about the theorems we've defined and their various definitions and sort of like what you have. But if you can't keep track of everything, that's fine. You've still got really useful tools like this. Control C, Control A, Control A for finding things that are Emacs defined, that are Coq defined, sorry. And Control S, Control R for searching within your given file in Emacs. Okay, all I wanted to talk about. See y'all soon.